Have you ever wondered why your toddler seems to turn into a little monster when they're angry or stubborn? Well, the answer lies in the unique emotional development of toddlers. In the early years of life, a child's brain undergoes an amazing period of development. The brain grows rapidly, and by the age of 3, it has achieved nearly 80% of its adult size. During this time, the part of the brain that processes emotions, also known as the amygdala, is one of the first areas to develop. However, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for impulse control and decision-making, develops much later. This mismatch in development can cause toddlers to seem irrational and stubborn. Their emotions are intense and real, but their brain is still learning how to handle them. They feel joy, anger, frustration, and fear just as intensely as adults do, but they do not yet have the ability to understand or manage these feelings. This can lead to what we often perceive as tantrums or stubborn behavior. Imagine being in a world where your feelings are so strong that they overwhelm you, and you have no idea how to control them. This is the reality for many toddlers. They are not being difficult or stubborn on purpose. They are simply trying to navigate a world full of new and intense emotions, with a brain that is still learning and growing. It is also important to remember that every toddler is unique. Just as adults have different temperaments and react differently to various situations, so do toddlers. Some may be naturally more sensitive or more assertive. Some may need more guidance in handling their emotions, while others may seem to navigate their feelings with relative ease. So the next time your toddler throws a tantrum, remember, their brain is still learning how to handle these big emotions. Patience, understanding, and guidance can go a long way in helping them navigate this challenging stage of development. Now that we've understood the medical aspect, let's delve into the psychological aspect of toddler behavior. The fascinating realm of toddler psychology is a world of its own. It's a period of rapid changes, discoveries, and yes, a fair share of tantrums. But why do toddlers behave the way they do? A major concept here is autonomy. At this age, toddlers are beginning to realize that they are separate from their parents and are eager to explore their newfound independence. It's like they've just been handed the keys to a brand new car, the world, and they can't wait to take it for a spin. This desire for independence often manifests as stubbornness. What we see as a refusal to comply is often a toddler's attempt to navigate their world independently. This autonomy-seeking behavior is a crucial part of their cognitive development. It helps them learn decision-making, problem-solving, and develop a sense of self. So, when your little one insists on wearing mismatched socks or refuses to eat their broccoli, they are essentially exercising their autonomy. But the environment and parenting style also play significant roles in shaping toddler behavior. A nurturing environment that fosters curiosity, allows mistakes, and encourages exploration can help the child feel secure to assert their independence. On the other hand, a restrictive environment may lead to more instances of stubborn behavior as a form of rebellion. Similarly, a parenting style that respects the child's autonomy while setting clear boundaries can help manage stubbornness effectively. It's about striking a balance between freedom and discipline. Allow them to make simple decisions, but also guide them to understand the consequences of their choices. This understanding of toddler psychology is not just about managing their behavior, but about fostering a healthy emotional and cognitive development. It's about seeing the world through their eyes and guiding them as they navigate this exciting phase of life. Remember, your toddler's stubbornness is not a defiance against you, but a normal part of their development. So, how do we handle these little bundles of emotion when they're angry or stubborn? It's a question that has puzzled parents since time immemorial. One moment, your toddler is all smiles and giggles. The next, they're having a full-blown tantrum. As challenging as it may seem, there are practical strategies that can help you navigate these stormy seas. First and foremost, keep your cool. Remember, toddlers are still figuring out how to express their emotions. When they're angry or stubborn, it's often because they're overwhelmed and don't know how else to react. Responding with anger of your own will only escalate the situation. Instead, take a deep breath, count to 10, and address the situation calmly. Next, set clear and consistent boundaries. Toddlers need to know what's acceptable and what's not. If your toddler throws a tantrum because they can't have a cookie before dinner, stand your ground. It might be tough in the moment, but sticking to your rules will help your toddler understand boundaries and expectations. But don't just say no. Explain why. Toddlers are curious creatures. They're learning about the world around them, and they want to understand. So when you set a boundary, explain it to them. Instead of just saying, "No, you can't have a cookie," try, "You can't have a cookie now because we're going to have dinner soon and we don't want to spoil your appetite." Distraction can also be a powerful tool. If your toddler is fixated on something they can't have or do, redirect their attention. Point out something interesting in the room, suggest a new activity, or start a game. The key is to shift their focus away from the source of their frustration. Above all, be patient. Toddlers are still learning and growing. They're not going to get it right every time. There will be days when nothing seems to work, when every little thing sets them off. On those days, remember, this is just a phase. It's a part of their development and it won't last forever. And lastly, understand. Try to see the world from their perspective. Toddlers are experiencing a lot of things for the first time. They're feeling big emotions they don't understand. They're trying to assert their independence in a world that's often beyond their control. So, when they're angry or stubborn, try to understand why. What are they feeling? What are they trying to communicate? Every toddler is unique, but with patience and understanding, you can navigate these challenging years. Remember, every tantrum, every act of defiance is a learning opportunity. It's a chance for you to teach them about emotions, about boundaries, about the world, and it's a chance for you to learn too, about your child, about yourself, and about the kind of parent you want to be. Despite our best efforts, we sometimes make mistakes when dealing with our toddlers. Let's examine some common ones. Firstly, losing our cool. It's a natural reaction to respond to frustration with frustration, but when we lose our temper, it only escalates the situation. Our toddlers look to us as their role models, so when we react with anger, we inadvertently teach them that it's okay to do the same. Instead, we should strive to model calmness and patience, showing them that even in the face of conflict, we can manage our emotions effectively. Secondly, giving in to tantrums. It's tempting to pacify an upset toddler by giving in to their demands, especially when we're in public and all eyes are on us. But doing so only reinforces the idea that throwing a fit is an effective strategy to get what they want. Instead, we need to teach them that tantrums aren't the way to solve problems. We should stand firm and not reward negative behavior, while also helping them understand and express their feelings in a more constructive manner. The third common mistake is not setting clear boundaries. Toddlers are in a phase of exploring their independence, and they need to know where the lines are drawn. If we don't set clear and consistent boundaries, it can lead to confusion and more tantrums. But when we set reasonable limits and stick to them, our toddlers learn to understand and respect rules, which is a crucial skill they'll need as they grow up. Lastly, a mistake that's easy to overlook is not validating their feelings. When a toddler is upset, it may seem trivial to us, but to them, it's a big deal. Dismissing their feelings can make them feel unheard and misunderstood. Instead, we should acknowledge their emotions no matter how small they seem to us. This validation helps them feel seen and understood, which can go a long way in diffusing a tantrum. Being aware of these mistakes can help us become better parents to our toddlers. Let's quickly summarize what we've learned today. We started by understanding toddlers' emotions. We learned that their feelings are as real and as raw as ours, but they lack the language and experience to express them properly. Next, we delved into the psychology behind toddler behavior, acknowledging that their actions are often driven by a desire to explore and assert their independence. Then we shared some tips on how to handle angry or stubborn toddlers. Remember, it's all about staying calm, providing comfort, and teaching them healthier ways to express their feelings. We also discussed the common mistakes parents make, such as ignoring their child's feelings or losing their cool. These mistakes, while natural, can often escalate the situation or send the wrong message to your little one. Remember, toddlerhood is a challenging but beautiful stage of development. With patience, understanding, and a little bit of knowledge, you can make it a memorable journey for both you and your toddler.